In this video, I am going to discuss about an important deviation called the forward head position from chapter 7 of the ACE personal trainer manual. Okay, this is a very common deviation that you'll get to see in a lot of people, and I am the best person to explain this deviation to you guys because I myself have this deviation. It's called the forward head position. This is how it looks like. So if you observe me, you will see that my head is kind of forward naturally. Like, I am not exaggerating it. I am not trying to do it. By default, when I stand, this is how I look like from the side. This is how I stand basically. So you see that tilt in my head. I have to forcibly put it like this in order to have that neutral position. By default, it's like this. So this is called the forward head position. Now in the textbook, that is chapter 7, you'll have a picture where they try to show you how to identify that in yourself. So if you want to test this on yourself and if you want to see if you have a forward head position, here's what you have to do. Just keep your index finger on your collarbone. On your cheekbone. This is your cheekbone. I want you to keep your index finger on your cheekbone and the other finger on your collarbone right here. And then you just turn here. Now if you see, they both are not in alignment. If you look at it, see, there's so much difference over here. It's over here. I have to forcibly put my neck here in order to bring this in one straight line. By default, it's over here. See the difference? This is the difference that you'll see. It's not in alignment at all. So this is one way of finding out the deviation in a client. You can make the client do it, or you can test this on yourself right now. You can pause this video and do this test and see if you have that same deviation like everyone else, like a lot of people out there, which is called the forward head position, forward head deviation. You can also look like this. You can also check whether it is in alignment with your ears or not, whether it is coming back here or not. Now before I explain which muscle is tight and which muscle is weak and why they are tight, what's the logic behind it, what you need to strengthen, how do you fix this problem, before doing that, let's do a quick recap of anatomy of this whole thing. Okay, just a very small short one. So this is your neck flexors. This muscle right here, this muscle, this entire muscle here, this is your neck flexors. What does flexing means? This is flexing, right? You're flexing your neck. So this is called neck flexors. These muscles over here are called neck flexor muscles. Similarly, you extend your neck back like this, right? So this is called as neck extensor muscles. So in textbook, you'll find the word cervical extensor muscles. So this is the cervical spine. This whole neck, C1, C2, C3, this is the cervical spine. So cervical spine extensors means this region right here, this entire thing. This is called cervical spine extensor muscles. The muscles here are called cervical spine extensor muscles. Now where is the trap muscle, especially the upper trap muscles? This right here is your upper trap muscles. This one is your upper trap muscles. Where is the levator scapulae? All you have to do is you have to turn to one side like this, turn to your left side for example, and then look into your left pocket. Left side, left pocket. When you do this, you feel a stretch in your neck, right? In this region you feel a stretch. That portion is called as levator scapulae. So just look into one side and try to stretch. The stretch that you feel, this entire area, this is called the levator scapulae. Now let's discuss what happens in a forward head position. So in a forward head position, what will happen if this area is becoming tight? So that muscle will shorten down, right? Immediately, if a muscle is tight, its length is shortened. It's not an original length, its length is shortened. We discussed that in detail in chapter 7. So what will happen if my cervical spine extensor muscles, which means my neck extensor muscles, become tight or shortened? What will happen? See, this will tighten like this. So what happens if this area tightens? It will pull my neck forward like this. Getting it? See, this area has tightened. So as a result, it is pulling my neck and my head forward like this. right? So if the so now what else will become tight as a reaction to this? If I am like this for a long time, so my cervical spine extensor muscles are tight. Along with it, now what other muscle will become tight? This area. My levator scapulae will become tight. My upper trapezius will become tight. Getting it? All these three muscles will become tight because my extensor muscles has tightened up, which has caused my chin to go forward like this. So extensor muscles are tight, upper trapezius is tight, and levator scapulae is tight. So what is lengthened or weak? Your neck flexor muscle. See, it has been lengthened. Getting it? It's lengthened. So when I'm doing this, this area is shortened and this area is lengthened. So how do you fix this? You have to stretch this entire area. So things that are tight, we already know this, right? Things that are tight has to be stretched and brought back to its original length. Things that are lengthened has to be strengthened so that it comes back to its original length. So you can keep weight over here, you can keep a towel over here, you can place some light weights over here, and you can do this, right? You can sit against a bench, lie against a bench, and you have to just take your head up so that you can strengthen this area. Simultaneously, you'll also have to work on stretching this entire area, your upper traps. You can use foam rolling. That foam rolling, yoga foam roller that you see, you can also Google it, you'll know what it is. Or you can do trigger point massage like a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and you can place it over here and you have to lie down against it, and you need to relieve this area, release the tension in your upper traps and your levator scapulae. So these areas you have to stretch. Similarly, you have to stretch your neck extensor muscles. It's too tight right now, you have to stretch it. So these areas has to be stretched, especially the levator scapulae and your upper trapezius has to be stretched, while this area, which is your neck flexors, has to be tightened or strengthened. That is the fix. How do you do a levator scapulae stretch? Very easy. Just as I showed you how to identify where the levator scapulae is, just look towards your right side and try to look to your right pocket. Right side, right pocket, and try to hold that stretch. That will stretch your levator scapulae. Similarly, I showed you that lacrosse ball for your upper trapezius and your overall neck extensor muscles. You have to relax. So this is what a forward head position, which is deviation 5, I guess, of all the 5 deviations that are explained and discussed in chapter 7. So now I hope you will not forget this. So in exam, what will they ask? Which muscle is tight in forward head position? So you should be remembering this video. Which muscle is tight? The cervical spine extensors. The cervical spine extensors are tight, which is because it is shortened, and that is pulling my neck forward like this. So this is a forward head position. How do you check it? Cheekbone, collarbone, and you'll see the alignment is completely off. Tightness in cervical spine extensors and lengthening of neck flexors. Of course, if this is tight, upper trapezius is also tight, levator scapulae is tight. Cervical spine extensors, levator scapulae and upper trapezius is tight in a forward head position. What is weak? Your neck flexor muscles are weak. That's it. Thank you guys.